So, Angela, you're fine?
Yeah, good here. Just listening to the kids banging in the bath upstairs.
Okay. Okay. Simply sharing a bit the stream. So, welcome everybody who is in the Learning Facilitators online hangout. And I will soon start to call the people in who want to get in. With me is Angela. And hopefully some people come across. Let's try Maria. And Colin.
I think Anna George is waiting as well.
Yeah. Oh no. Hi Colin, can you hear us?
Hi, Andreas.
Hi, fine to see you.
Yes, how are you?
Well, it's getting hot again in Germany.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's getting hot in here. It's pretty warm here too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, Andrew is wrestling with his Mac or his PC rather, because he might have a virus. So he'll hopefully be able to join us in a couple of minutes.
Yes, and in fact he simply can listen to. So we have 4 participants online here.
Good. Who's the fourth one? Is Anna joining us?
Hopefully, I try to call her in. So Anna, please, if you want to get in, there's a Q&A tool.
You're working late, Andreas. It must be 7 o'clock, is it?
It is. So there's a Q&A tool, so hopefully I can add you if you want to get added, and simply sign if you're ready or not. Okay, Anna said okay, she won't watching and listening. So let's try to get in Joanna and And Francisco.
Yes, so I have my Moodle account, Andres. I'm all.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. You will need it, and I will tell you why
Yes.
today.
Well,
Yeah.
I tried to go one further, which was to sign up to the badges, the Mozilla badges thing. But I think there's a problem with our university server because it seems to reject all these acceptance emails, the type that you click once you receive it to confirm your identity. Because the one that didn't, the original one you were trying to sort out for me didn't come around. And this time the one from Mozilla hasn't arrived either. So I suspect it's an overzealous port or something on the server. Are you okay, Angela? Good.
Yeah, I'm fine. Expecting screams from upstairs, but I think we're okay.
Oh, really? Bed already?
No, they're being bathed by Dad. So
Oh, right.
once they realise I'm not around, we might have some trouble.
Gotcha. It's worse if you're there as well. They know you're there.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotta keep a low profile.
Yeah. So you're not coming to Portugal, Angela?
No. I wish I could.
Yeah, it's a bit of a time, isn't it? It's a week.
Okay.
Yeah, and Garrett's off playing football in Italy at the same time, and he'd already booked his flights before we found the dates and things for Portugal, so
Gotcha.
beat me to it.
Yeah. Although I'm sure Andreas wants to talk about football. Or he might until Anna comes on.
I think Anna's just said in the +1 page that she hasn't got a webcam, but she's happy just to watch and listen.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And that's a problem in streaming and having multiple channels. Okay, and so Sylvia also wanted to be added.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Andreas. Andreas, Daniel and Silvio and Francisco are also waiting for your invitation.
Yeah, I guess you can invite Francisco because I
But
can't.
I sent you the emails, and I'm now in another computer. I'm not in my computer.
Okay.
I've sent you an email, 2 emails during the afternoon with people that confirmed their attendance.
Não, só me dizer isso. Não é isso, está bom ligar para lá. Eu não sei, eu acho que ela também. É só, sei lá, porque dizer que está aqui,
Queres aparecer?
Não sei.
A Joana já está. Ah, o Daniel diz, já estou.
Eu não vi. Aqui no meio da cidade, não é?
Mas há muitos casos hoje em dia que eles começam a voltar a ir vacinar.
Pois.
Pombos, ratos.
Ah, pá, o Silvio. Ai, não.
sorry, Joanna, I muted you. So Daniel is invited also. Waiting. Hi. Anybody hearing me now? Okay, that's got very quiet at this moment. Daniel is invited also, and he got the question. The question if he can join. So simply he has to look for the chat. I tried to get Ingo also in.
And also Silvio and Francisco.
And they all have been invited.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
so hopefully it will work.
I think that Daniel is somewhere here because he sent me, he texted me saying that.
Yeah, if you open the Q&A button, you see all the questions people raise up during this show. Hey, Daniel, nice to have you in the Hangout now. So
fazer uma entrevista com a Maria Gabo no Coliseu de Fora. O senhor aqui.
Hi, Daniel. You're on.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hi there.
Special hello to Andreas.
yeah,
Four special hellos to Andreas.
I promise not to take this topic.
No, you can do it. No problem.
Ouch.
No problem.
Okay. So let's try to get Ingo in. But anyhow, I think okay. We have the academic quarter of an hour. We can start and try to bring him in when we really need him, so he has a chance to listen and see where we continue. Are you okay if we start?
Yeah, did you see Ingo's question in the questions bit? He said he can't get in. Because he has a message that he's not entitled to log in.
Yeah, okay. I got all accounts now and invited him with all accounts he I know from him. So I will hopefully get him soon. Okay, but nice to see the Q&A works. That's a huge benefit. As we can all get people from outside involved in this what we are talking about. Is there another question popping? Okay. Okay, well, that's nice to learn. If you see the star in the Q&A and you click, you can get them as a favorite, or you can delete the question, and you can make it a favorite so you answer this. Okay, oh, nice to play. Let's start. And first, I will try to share my screen with you, and hopefully this will work. And start with a bit of agenda, and simply interrupt me if you think there's a need for, and ask questions back. So for the two days learning facilitator hangout, we had the awarding badges as the main topic. This was a plan shared with you, and I think if we are going through quickly, Colin, I put your approach and idea of the implementation in the UK now under the T7 implementation pilots, and So I thought from the rationale, simply we go a bit through the process we made on how we designed the steps and for whom we designed these badges. And Angela will simply tell a bit the story of a lot of paper and assembling and aggregating all the things towards what we could call a curriculum, and then simply exchange and collect some questions on the worth of the badges. But I think we should take this in depth more. That's a T6, how we can raise the value of the badges more practically. And then we are, I think you, especially in Portugal, are keen on, and in the UK also, how can I do it practically in Moodle? And this should be the part where we urgently need everybody.
So because we're still.
And so here was an order in this case.
I'll everyone. Sorry, I'm late.
Shared with you in the preparation steps in Moodle and the awarding procedure, but we will do it the other way around. We will first award, and you will see the elements you need for award a badge, and then we will show what to do in Moodle, so you will able to award this. And then finally, we made we ourselves trapped into some problems and things. So we want to share a good strategy we have proved now, which should help and avoid a lot of double work. And I think we can end with this sort of discussion after the implementation. Are you all fine with it?
Yep, good. And you can probably see that Andrew's joined us as well. We'll just share this Mac for this.
Yeah, sorry about this, everybody. I just had a virus, so I thought I'd better wait to see it cleaned up before I came to the meeting. But the good thing is, it seems to be cleaned up okay.
No, that's fine. Nice to have you here. And after we had to invite everybody manually, we lost a bit of time, so you didn't lose a lot of, and we are still talking about the today's plan. Going to the next is going to the badges itself, and I now switch back from the one screen sharing, and I prepared a Prezi for this, simply summing up which way we went. And so let me get this Prezi online. Find it quickly. There it is. So I assume, as far as we've gone, we have a 5-step procedure behind us, and the first one is going to the learning context, and we analyze the situation. And we did it in sort of categories and in a mixture between existing curricula we have at our hand and the analyzation of the complete actions we have in our fields. And finally, what we did in the first step is putting everything out what we felt it's not needed and it's too heavy. And the outcomes of this steps were a list of topics and a list of identified actions which are needed to run a radio show and to run a radio station as a bigger aim. So this was the main focus we had. And then in the second step, we try to answer a problem we have observed in at least 3 organizations we dealt all with. This was a need of something which is flexible on demand and on the pace the people are working, and it's dynamic enough to bring things in or not. So this could have been done, this could have been done by going to an important change from teaching outcomes and training objectives into learning objectives, and finally, the outcome we did was a curriculum grid. So, and this is a manual work, especially done by Jen, myself, and in the fine-tuning, Angela, is going from all these outcomes towards achieving. So the outcomes are the things we had in mind, what could be possible learned by making radio, and the achievements were what in the big pool of what could have been learned for life or for all other jobs, what could be learned by observed by the trainers, and last but not least, this ended in a list of activity objects in the learning management system. And in the 4th step, we designed the whole structure. And Angela, in the main, she aggregated all this little small micro things towards activities and finally towards the badges. And now we are here at the step number 5 after having an agreement on all the structures and badges. So we started to have a master implementation, and the master implementation is a course you are all subscribed to, the badges who were from, and this made it possible to take this course as a template beside your training courses and simply duplicate it, make it in your language, and it can be used by all our RadioActive European partners and beyond that. So all the activities, which is the main work to bring them in structure, are included there, and all the badges which should have been translated in the mood of the people we are designing these badges for, if needed. So they are nearly inside. They are not inside, so you have to bring them inside. But the activities are inside, so you have a good template to work on. Okay, so this was my part in simply telling the big plan we had in mind, and now I hand over it to Angela, and she tells how she brought the big list into small packages.
Sorry, Andreas, the Prezi didn't show up there apart from the very last slide, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm sure there's a link to it. It's on the question and answer page, isn't there? So we can look at it again later. Yeah, what I did, I got everything, wrote it out in an Excel sheet, printed it out, cut it out into little pieces, and spent a very long time making puzzles on the floor, grouping them all together to make things that work together, to make sequences that work together, until, yeah, eventually we got this 3 areas with 4 or 5 groups of badges in each one. It took a very long time, but I think what we've got works quite nicely. I don't know if there's much else I can tell you about it.
Got reminded I have to switch my micro on, sorry. I can say we ended up in having 96, or I think about, but more than 100 learning activities, and we have, and we had to aggregate them, and we had to bring them in sort, and nobody can, in a lifespan of a project, award and earn more than 100 badges or something about this. So this all had to be condensed and brought into a logical order. And so that's a step, an important step in this whole procedure. Or so I brought this the spreadsheet into the Q&A. So there you can see it. Okay, so far, are there any questions in this step? So if not, are there questions? No. So I would like to continue with the second part. And again, we will have this nice effect. And simply try to explain the difference between activities and the activities perspective versus the badge perspective. The activities are articulated and implemented in Moodle from the learner's perspective. I have done this and that, and from this, a learner itself or a trainer can trigger the activity as done or complete. And in its tone or style, it expresses more the self-paced learning perspective. I will soon bring an example about this. The badges means is more the learning achievement, and it's awarded from the teacher or learning facilitator. And in tone, it's a combination between the self-paced learning perspective and the learning achievement tone and style. And I try to make an example so you know this two elements which are the important ones. So if a learner comes and said, okay, I've done the setup several times, so simply a trainer, okay, he's got the information, okay, he has done the setup several times. And in the Moodle, you will see going towards a dedicated badge where this is included. There are two activities which are understanding the who, what, why, and how of the internet radio, or the demonstrate general curiosity and responsibility during a live show, which are the baseline for all badges and the starting point. And there's an activity which is called setup the equipment and stream something. And in detail, this activity is included with more explicit things, like name the components, and you are able to explain what they do, or lay out the components in the order, check if they are working, and test, connect to the streamer and test if it's working. So the learning facilitator can take the Moodle and make the OK. And he also can take the details and mark them as OK. And finally, he can, if everything is checked physically as OK, every activity is OK, he can award the badge. And you see the blue components here. These are the text.
Can I ask you a question there? I'm keeping up with this, but are you saying that I'm trying to think what Moodle's doing? Are you saying that the facilitator uses Moodle to sort of map what they're doing? Because Moodle itself can't make a decision, can it?
No, we are here at the learning facilitator side, and everything you see here is prepared in Moodle, ready to be used.
So basically, Moodle is the tool for awarding the badges, but it's driven, in this case, by the facilitator.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Fine.
And so finally, you see the UK version of the RadioActive badge, which is the technical part. The microphone symbol is a technical part, and it is at the level 1, which is the right badge which is associated to the blue text, and it includes the blue text. So you see the red ones are the more detailed activities, and they are more activities combined, and you can set a badge which is dependent, or should set a badge which is dependent on the activities. And if you award the activities, you can award the badges. So sorry, getting the screen sharing off, and I try to get Ingo back online again, and hopefully it will work now. Yeah, in fact, Angela says right. The facilitator is the one who makes the decision, and the Moodle is simply the tool which is assigned by technology and agreements assigned to the badge system, which is picking up the value.
Okay. Andreas, would you be able to create a UK area inside Moodle for us? Because I see there's a Portugal area and a Germany area.
You can simply do it. Make a course.
Have I authority to do that?
Sure.
Great. Yeah. Super, thank you. I'll do that.
Make a course and call it UK. Or your course, or something like this. We'll come to these details later.
Courses, Andreas.
Pardon? Okay. So let's go to the Moodle, and
okay. So how do I do this? Customize this page.
And we're going now to award Angela a second badge, because one badge she also already has. Here in this area, which is in the top, you will see, if you have an account in Moodle, you have your courses, and there's a training section, and there's the course Badges 101, and here you can manage the badges. Badges can be managed only by administrator, the course administrators, or people who started the course and are teachers or trainers in the course and allowed to edit. They can do it. So this badge already exists, and that's the bronze planning, and it has a recipient, and this recipient is Angela. And she earned this badge on Wednesday, June 11th. Not far along. And you can see each badge has criteria, and these criteria here are based on the activity. And the activity needed for this badge was assigned understanding the radio team. And here you see Moodle is triggering which role assigns this badge, so it's trying to avoid the misuse. So if we want, if you would like to have another view, I will open another window here. There's one website at our server which is public available, which may be a good help for you. There are all the badges as we have fixed them, listed up with a symbol and the title. And they have here, you have here the competencies which are bound to this badge, and here you see the activities which should be aligned to this badge. So if we go to the, what did we have? We had the planning and organization. If we have the planning and organization badge here, and we see the competencies she has, which are included in understanding the radio team, and we want to award the silver planning and organization to Angela. We see here there are three competences named, but they are all included in this activity to be completed, understanding the radio process. So the first thing I must do is, because this is something which is very important, you see this is a blue underlined, and these others are not available to users. So we have to make it to make it accessible. And if we do this, and a badge is awarded to somebody, we can't make any changes. So let's be sure I take the right one here. Here's a silver planning and organization, and in the right corner here you see enable access. Here you make this badge now accessible, and now it's ready to be used and awarded to Angela. I'm checking the activity I need to award, and in this section here, going back here, you have all access to this qualifications part in the Moodle, and here are all activities included here. And going back, understanding the radio process is an activity. I must look for. Yeah, you see here, understanding the radio team is an activity which is which has to be assigned first to Angela before this one can be visible. So I must turn editing on. Simply.
Andreas, can I just go back a step? Because I understand what we're doing here. We're mapping radioactive activities to the awarding of badges. But if I remember from the meeting when this was presented, is there a mapping before that from the key competencies for lifelong learning to the actual activities? I mean, if not, we could possibly get backward engineering this. But I'm making this claim, so if we're not.
There's a spreadsheet which is available either through Moodle or through Confluence, which maps every single activity criteria to the lifelong learning competencies.
Brilliant, yeah. No, that's great. I mean, because that's a crucial step, and that's great. So thanks, Ange. Yeah. So thanks. You can carry on now, Andreas. I'll sleep okay.
Okay.
It's okay, but. That's great.
So here I can see this activity has been awarded to Angela. So it's okay. It's done. The radio team is done. And going back, I now have to make the next one. Oop. And I have to award this activity to get this activity now ready for Angela. No, I jumped in. I feel a bit trapped because there's a menu I'm looking for. I can't see in the small.
Andres, you know, if you know the key word, you can just do Control F, and it will take you to the word.
No, it's a menu I'm looking for here.
A menu.
And,
okay. What's it called?
Uh,
Because I'm in the same page as you on mine.
Are you logged in as an administrator rather than a teacher or student?
Oh, okay.
And you'll have a different view, won't you? Yeah. You're logged in as a teacher at the moment, Andres, I think.
Yeah, at the moment I'm logged in as a teacher. Okay, so here I have this activities and the criteria is understanding the radio process.
I'm getting this. I'm just thinking, where do they go for the awardee?
That means they'll have to create an account in Moodle. Every person who's made an award will have to have their own account in Moodle as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And also a Mozilla Backpack account so that you can accept it and share it.
As well. Yeah. So there's a little bit of back-end admin to do, but then once they're...
Is that in this environment though?
Now I found it. So now I'm in.
Yeah, Andreas, can I just, because this is all great, but I'm just jumping to the how we do it. So I can see how we, as the sort of facilitators, award badges. So how about the awardees or the RadioActivists? Do they have to share this same Moodle environment, or can they have something else?
Who? Sorry,
Who gets the badges? Whoever gets the badges. So I can see how we award a badge. But
so that's Andrew, please let me do this to the end because this was a special request by all the Portuguese partners here in this meeting. How we should do it.
I know, but I'm just asking for an answer, Andreas. I'm not saying you have to go backwards or forwards. I'm saying,
okay.
What are the technical
When you
requirements?
awarded it, you can see from my end, me as a student, how it happens my end.
Yeah.
This will be the next.
No, it's simple. So what you're saying is the RadioActivists sign into the same environment, but as a student. No, this is good. So they don't have to. We can set them up in the same Moodle. We don't have to expect them to do anything else. We can set them up as a student, and then when we award the badges, they get them in the same environment.
Yeah. So here you see, I awarded Angela the Great, understanding the radio process, and now she is excellent in doing this. And going to this course badges, you see, as I made this available, or I made it active, it displays here, and now I can manage this badge and award it to Angela. Going to award badge. And here I can choose Angela Rees. And get said OK. Award the badge. And now it should be awarded to you. What I also can do is pre-award every badge to everybody, and they will earn this badge if you, that's the second way, and they will earn the badge if all the needed activities are completed. Okay, going back, I think it's time to see the other end and handing over this to Angela.
Okay, should I be getting an email now saying that I've had a badge awarded? That's what happened last time. So it hasn't come through yet.
During your looking, I've opened the chat and see the question of Joanna. Yes, you should have this permission. If not, you should be in the role of a teacher or trainer. If not, we should make sure you get in this role. Simply, I think the best is we go in a small chat, going through this and look back. Maybe Maria can have a look at which role the learning facilitators from Portugal have.
Andreas, I'm using my Moodle, but I don't have here in the badges the role of professor. I don't know if Daniel has. Daniel?
I don't know. I'll try to see it. I've been there, but I don't know what's my role.
Okay, Angela, did you get this email?
No, not yet.
Okay. Physically, I awarded it to for you. It should be, but maybe you can demo the workflow.
How do I share my screen?
There's a green share screen. It's a green arrow in the left corner of the Google Hangout window.
Gotcha.
That's.
Okay, so this is my my backpack. Can you see it?
Yep, fine.
This is my backpack in Mozilla, not in Mozilla, sorry, in Moodle. And it's connected to my Mozilla backpack. And I can choose here which of my Mozilla backpack folders I show publicly through this. Where am I clicking to view the badges I've got?
Go to badges. In your courses.
Right, I'm in the wrong bit, that's why.
And badges 101. That's of course you got the badge. And go to badges. And course badges.
There we go.
So here you see she got the awarded silver planning and organization, and that's the view of this badge in the Moodle. But,
that's one had just been awarded.
Yeah, it's just been awarded, but the learner has to make a connection to the Mozilla Backpack server and log in there with the same username or email, which is used in the Moodle, and so automatically those two servers, the Moodle and the Mozilla Backpack servers, are interlinked with each other. So if they have the connection established there and made a connection.
Okay. So in my backpack, you should be able to see the 2 badges as well.
Yes. Are you still logging in?
Okay, there we go. Oh no, where's it gone? That's not right. Okay, there's something not going right with Mozilla Backpack today because I've got about 6 or 8 badges in there normally. That's annoying. There we are.
While you're doing that, Ange, can I ask a question that they've asked in the chat? So we're aiming to award the badges on Friday. So have we got all the permissions to do this? Do we just need, because this is all great, but are we missing anything that we need?
The people you're awarding your badges to need to have accounts within Moodle, and they'll also need a Mozilla Backpack.
Yeah, but that's great. And I'm assuming the Moodle one, we set up the account for them, so they become a learner or whatever in Moodle. Is that right?
Yeah, you can add them as students. Just need their email addresses.
Got that, Colin?
Yeah. It's not clear that I'm done as a teacher or facilitator, and I can't see that I have enough administrative rights to do that. Am I wrong?
We can change that if you're not.
Yep. Because it would normally say at the top you're logged in as, and then your role beside it.
Yeah, and then you should be able to change the role between student and teacher.
Yeah, but I can't do that. So if
I'll have to add you.
Thank you.
In fact, I'll do that. Oh, sorry, you can see my screen, can't you? I'll do that in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will do this. The Portuguese also asked. We will do and assign you to the appropriate roles.
Yeah, you don't have to do it right now, but that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, we just want
right after.
We just want to do this.
And simply send me a list, please. So if I have the list of the Moodle user account, it makes me much more easier for me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That's fine. So I think Angela will show will simply show the badge collection of the course, right, in the Backpack server. I think that's.
Yeah, I'm still. Oh, the easiest way is it sends you an email to tell you've been awarded the badge, and then you follow the links in the email. It's quite straightforward, as it's not doing that.
Come to Moodle. They need to make a backpack. Pretty backpack. It's no problem. It's a bit like when you get your degree, you're told what your mark is, but it's just difficult to come through.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. Badges 101. Badges. Course badges. Now, somewhere I should be able to send this to my backpack, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Can you remember where I do that?
Now click on the date.
Ah.
In fact, it should have been done. Yeah, down the left.
There's download, so I can download a copy of it to my computer as a file with metadata attached, or I can click add to the backpack, and it says it's going to send it. Click OK, accept the badge, yes. Alright, and then if I go back to my backpack there and refresh that. Here it is, silver planning. And now I can add that to whichever collection in my backpack that I want to save it as, so that I can share it where I want to share it. So I've got one here, which is my radioactive badges. So I'm going to add that to there. And then anyone I shared this link with will be able to see what radioactive badges they've got, but not be able to see any of the other things.
And the fine thing with all the collections and the backpack is they are formally official, and they can share them wherever they want, and to all the public, or they can share private collections. And you see that the text of these badges are included also in the backpack server, and who awarded this badge. And we protected the picture with metadata, so nobody can misuse this picture. So that's, I think, for the students, that's a nice way. And the more complicated part is for the setting up this. And Angela, do you have to add something from your perspective now?
No, I think the complicated part of it is finding your way around the Moodle. Once you've found where it is that you're accepting your badges, it's quite straightforward, and using the Mozilla backpack is about as easy as it gets, I think.
Yeah. So that's an opportunity for us all. I think we should create it and cross-test it. If the explanation is good enough, we should document all the steps needed to make this step very well. Okay. Going back from the camera perspective, giving the perspective to me, I think I continue with some with how to set up the Moodle the Moodle part from the learning facilitators perspective, and I will include some of the let's call it traps or unlucky situations. Which, if you know it, can be avoid a lot of surplus work. So I called setting up the scene, and that's the Moodle workflow. So the complete workflow is what I'm talking about here is everything has to be done once. And it's a two-part or multi-step procedure. First, you must make your take the activities, and usually you should make your activities and the descriptors of the activities, and in the second step you implement the badges and the badge descriptors. So activities is a title in this case, and the descriptors of the activities are the text of the activities visible to the students. The good thing is, if you simply take a copy of the badges course you are all subscribed now into an own badge course for your nation, you will earn all the activities. So they simply have only to be translated there. But this doesn't count for the badges, so the badges has to be done manually. So in the preparation, you have the badge master course, and there's a fixed set of activities, and you're going and copy this course with a badge into a badge course, and you simply can clone a course towards what you want in your language, and this will include all the activities. And the third step is that's depending on your people. For the German one, I will have to translate them into German, or I did it already. And for the preparation also, simply it's good to see if the dependencies are inside or not, and cross-check if they are good. You can say activity 1 is depending on the activity 2, as you have seen in the silver part. But you don't have to. And the second is simply manage the badges or design the badges. And this is, I will show it to you in a few seconds, as this section is in the Moodle. So I'm going to the RadioActive course, where I'm a teacher, and go to the course administration, and there I have the badges. And so the first one you will do is you make a new badge, and here you enter a name. I hopefully don't create one accidentally here, and we'll have a description, and I will have to choose the image. We will upload the complete set of the images to this badge course, as this one is only available for you, and there's also a copy of it in Mozilla, in the conference. And finally you can see, if I would press here create badge, I don't want to make nonsense here, the badge would be done. If I go to manage badge, you see all the badges are who are inside here, and I can edit them here, and you see how they look if they are ready. The most important is the appropriate contact for getting the requests, and give it a name, like RadioActive 101 for the issuer. And so finally it's done. Here you have the criteria you can choose for the under which the badge will be awarded. And we have, as you have seen at the main page, I've shown you before, this criteria are also pre-configured and bound to the activities. And here the criteria for this first badge is assigned basics of performing and demonstrate general curiosity and responsibility during a live show. So if those two activities are completed, the teacher is able to issue the badge. Okay, I continue with the procedure, simply explaining in which problems we found in the Moodle and why we have a special workaround thought through. The main problem, if we take the whole Moodle site, each badge equal of if course-wide or site-wide, they have to be unique. And if you take the word audio editor in the level gold or bronze and you translate it to German, it's the same spelling. And for this reason, this means only one badge can have the same name. And if you think you have 3 courses, for instance, for 3 organizations, we would recommend to make one course per nation as a badge course. For instance, the UK would set up one course called Badges UK. So that's the solution in short. So what you need is these are things you really need. You need the email who is responsible for this badge for your nation, and you need the graphics. They are in Confluence and in the Moodle course. And you can only use the name and the badges in one way. So for German, we have set up the course named Badges in brackets DE, and in the badges we are using identifiers because as its unique attributes, we have a bronze badge name, and we are ending with GER for Germany. So we don't collide with any other badges in other languages. So that's a limitation which is made from Moodle, and we can't influence. Moodle is aware of, but is also keen on having this as a control mechanism for reasons I don't understand. And simply for your control is also to get a bit of overview how we designed this, because if you see the list, you're seeing there's a big list of badges, and they are done in 3 levels, in bronze, silver, gold, and there are 3 learning activity areas: journalism, organization, and TechNet. And 2 of them are with 4 topics, and the journalism are in 5 topics. And this makes summa summarum, you must have, in the end, 39 badges. And here again, there's the URL for a list of all the badges which are in English, which is a good tool for going and working through. So that's from my side. Okay, open for any questions. Stop the sharing now.
No, I think that was really useful. Thank you, Andres.
Aqui ainda não estamos como professor.
Yes, for me it was useful, but I still don't know how to do it. I hope that Daniel or Jonas will know it, and any doubts.
Yes, I'll be texting him as well.
I think it's quite safe practice awarding each other badges.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll start with a bronze, I think. Swimming.
Angela set me up as teacher, so now I can see that area I wasn't seeing at the beginning.
No,
and it seems more or less manageable. I was because my connection failed. This is quite rough here. I don't know if Angela answered the question I've made through texting, which was if in Mozilla Backpack, if the description text of the badge will show up in Portuguese for the kids, because that's the more visible.
Yes, it will.
It will. In Mozilla, there's no problem having different languages and stuff going on.
The badge that shows up will be the badge that you award, and if you award the badge in the translated into Portuguese version of the badge, that's what will show up in the Mozilla Backpack.
Okay, but I have to put the translation into Moodle, or already there are all the languages in Moodle?
No, they are not all the languages in Moodle because we can't translate it.
Okay, so
I think that very practical. If you ever there are 39 badges, so you create altogether you create one course for all the badges, and if you distribute and translate, everybody translates 5 badges. You're quickly done.
I'm sorry, Maria José already gave me lots of translations to all the bronze badges, so I know there's already the translation. The thing I just didn't know, because I didn't have time yet to see in Moodle if all the translations are there and if it communicates directly to Mozilla Backpack.
Yeah, then they will be in your translation.
Okay.
Now that's a problem the UK never have.
Yeah.
Angela, can you please also add all those names I've sent?
Yeah, there's people that's not set up as teachers.
As teachers, yes, because we cannot see the process in the Moodle because we are not editing teachers.
Okay, where did you send the list of names?
Yes, it's
in the chat.
Yes, it's in the chat. Maria José, Daniel, Silvio, Patricia.
Yep, I got
They're
it.
all set up as non-editing teachers.
Yes.
I'll do that. Thanks.
And also, Francisco, but he is not yet registered. So it's me, Daniel, Silvio, and Patricia. As far as I understood, Joanna is already set up. So it's fine.
That's awesome.
Wow. Okay.
Well, again, I think that's the value of those meetings, because if we would have found out the problem that you don't seeing this, we would never came on the idea having this having the role not set as a teacher. Yeah. So. I'm free until the next quarter of an hour, but I think we still transported the main information you needed.
Just a practical question, Andreas. To award the badges in Port Meeting, in practical terms, and also because now it was not everything settled, okay? We just have to, for instance, send you in advance the translation of the badges that we will award, and then we will do that here in Porto. Is that the process?
Can you repeat the question, because I'm not sure I got it right?
Okay, we will give some badges in Port Meeting, yes, and what do we need in practical terms? Because in this moment we really don't know how to do everything, but so that everything goes well during the meeting, we just need to have the translation of that badges. The person who will receive the badges should be registered in the Moodle, yes.
Yeah.
And so we have everything to give the badges during the meeting.
Simply say when, at which point in the meeting do you want to award the badges?
Yes, it's in the program on third.
Third day.
Yes, third day on Thursday.
So Andrew and Colin, could you please? Is it possible to make a short practical session?
Yes, it is this session that I'm speaking about in the
second day, I think.
Meeting program on Thursday in the afternoon. We have the badges workshop.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we will do this very practically.
Okay.
And I would recommend to learn the mechanism how it works. In advance, you set up a course named, as I said, named Badges Portugal or something like this.
Okay, and Daniel, are you all taking note of this?
Which is a clone or an inclusion of the course of the Angela, the Badges course. You can simply make a new course as a copy of an old course.
Okay.
And if you take this as a template,
I can answer to that because. But you are understanding? Okay.
So and then you have to translate, and I would recommend if we can make it in the meeting, we can select 1 or 2 activities which are leading to a badge, and we can make this take this for the live. Or do you have various badges you want to assign?
So we just need to duplicate an existing badge and translate it, and then we just need to award the people with the badge. Yeah.
You have to duplicate the activities and translate it, and you have by yourself you have to bring in the badges to the course because they can't be duplicated. That's the main problem.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Sim. What?
Sim.
Great.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you, Andreas, for all that.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. I have to leave since I was not a teacher. I was not able to see the back office, but I will see it now, and then if I have problems, I will say.
Yeah,
I will be there.
Okay.
I've just set up my own.
4 cheers again to Andrew, and I have to go.
4-0. Well, tomorrow night it'll be England battered, I'm sure. So don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Colin, closing words.
Say again.
Closing words from you.
Yeah, no, we're totally enthusiastic, Andres. We absolutely love this concept of the badges. We've gone a bit astray with trying to map on our physical award system where we've used an old version, but we're going to fix that. And on Friday, after our live show, we're going to award our first 3 bronze badges to 3 of the guys down at Dragon Hall Youth Club who clearly have probably done way more than they need to, but we just want to award them and get this started. We love it, we really do.
Brilliant.
So thanks, Angela, thanks, Andreas, and Ingo.
Okay. So from my side, bye-bye, everybody. And,
okay.
Going back to the screen.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Andreas. Bye-bye. And thank you, Angela.
Bye.
And Patricia, she signed, Angela, but it's not still signed in badges. She will do that tomorrow, but she is in Moodle already.
Okay, I just tried to enroll her into the badges, but I can't find her as a user on the system anywhere.
Oh, yes, but she is in Portuguese community and also in Portuguese community.
It's in Portuguese community with the email metas.e5g.
Yes.
But you got her. She's in.
Good
Thanks.
detective work, Angela. All right, see you guys. I'm off. I'm starving.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thanks. See you soon.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.